the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And Memphis is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Grizzlies will be going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Checking out the Clippers, with a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. And we'll get to see Marc Gasol in this contest, a center who added the three-point shot to his game last season. All of a sudden, late in his career, he's become a three-point threat as a 7-footer. Man alive, Shaq.
Gasol saw how he could open up things when he added the three. Muchas gracias.
Man, and me without my SAP button. Kenny?
Well, Gasol, he's always had a great touch. But now he's just extending it from a mid-range into a long range. So I'm not surprised by this. Muy bien.
That's about does it for now. Let's get to Kevin Harlan. Adios.
The crowd is assembled here at the FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis, Tennessee, looking for a Grizzlies victory. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. The Clippers looking for a strong start to this road trip. This is an important game for them because they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
And right now for the Clippers, they're not in a good place right now as a ball club. After the success of last season, they were expecting bigger and better things this year.
Well, as rocky a season as it's been for them, they're still right there in the playoff hunt. If they can peak at the right time, just before the playoffs, maybe they can recapture a little bit of last year's magic.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Memphis head coach David Fizdale spent a long time as an assistant in Miami. He coached the big three of LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. He said they were incredible leaders and basketball geniuses. So I was very lucky to be a part of that. A lot of my success I owe to that team we had in Miami. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Coach Fizz is certainly an exciting young coach on the rise. A marquee matchup tonight. 2 great centers going head-to-head. Brent, talk about the attributes scouts are looking for out of modern-day centers.
I think one of the things that they look for first with regards to a big man, Kevin, is a guy who doesn't shy away from contact. I know the game is moving with a little more open pace and space, but still, your big guy's got to want to be physical, because there are times in the game, whether he's touching it in the post or not, he's got to be a presence both offensively and defensively. That requires taking a few hits.
And with the ability to pass, and you know, the guys like Bogut, even in advanced age, can still, I think, make a difference in that position.
Yeah, but if you look at guys like Bogut and Steven Adams, they're still willing to sacrifice their body, not for the glory of having the ball, but everything they can do for getting the ball into open space for their guards. That means hitting a guy, setting hard screens. That physicality has got to be priority 1.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Bradley is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Gallinari. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Gortat in at the 5 spot. Now here's Beverley. There's a screen by Gortat. Gallinari against Anderson. Now here is Gallinari. He's tightly guarded. Clock at 4. Can't hit from 12. Memphis with the ball. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah, what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
The first one falls. And Brent, of course, you started your career with the Clippers and played for them for several seasons. Looking back, do you have a moment that you describe as your favorite with that team?
I think my favorite moment, Kevin, was playing a game against the Phoenix Suns and ended up being a very close and competitive contest. And I ended up making a game winner against the Suns. But the coolest part about it was after the game when Charles came by as I was making my way out of the arena and came over and said, "Nice job, Rook." I appreciated that very much.
Green kicks to Anderson. To the paint. Here's Conley. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
A guy who converts well at the rim. You like to see the aggression there.
Yeah, it's the first quarter, and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
Now here's Bradley. 23 points for him the last game against Boston.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
Here's Gasol, following the score by Avery Bradley. Gasol kicks to Temple. Green dishes to Gasol. Here's Temple. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Beverly, the pass to Gallinari. And he dunks it down.
Gallinari just jamming that one home off the drive like it was nothing.
Los Angeles on D. They trail by 1. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
Clippers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's his first foul. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Gallinari against Anderson.
Good positioning. Anderson outstanding at staying in front of his man and using his length and contesting.
Inside. Conley kicks to Anderson. They get it back. Green outside for Gasol. Over Harris. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Green. Clippers trail by 3. Harris setting the pick for Beverly. The feed to Harris. There's a screen by Gortat. Harris with it. Now Green defending. They get the rebound.
Always impressive when a smaller player has a nose for the ball and rises up amongst the taller ones to grab rebounds.
Gortat with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And throughout his career, Beverly has remained a pest, an aggressive defender that no one likes having him guard.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loop shots.
That free throw missing. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. Now here's Conley. Turned in an outstanding game against San Antonio. And finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much elevation for Gasol to throw one down, of course, unless somebody's standing right in his way. That dunk is going to be easy money for him.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Grizzlies making the shot. Outside Bradley. Off the pick. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging it.
Conley's shot is off.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Kicks it to Beverly. With the teardrop, and it's good on the layup. And it's all knotted up.
And for Beverly, showing a little in-between game there.
Conley kicks to Parsons. Pass to Gasol. Back to Parsons. Over Harris. Parsons' shot is off. Clippers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Harris setting the pick for Bradley. The dish to Beverly. And that misses. That would have put him up. And for Memphis, they're shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Parsons' shot is off.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And it's Gallinari missing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
The kick out to Anderson. No good from outside. The Clippers shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. And it's Beverly missing. Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And Mike Conley Jr., you know, you talk about being bred for success. Remember, his dad was a gold medalist in the triple jump. And you can just see that athleticism in his game. Super quick and elusive out on the floor.
No good on that one. And with Conley's athleticism and his handle, tough to keep him out of the lane.
And if you go under on that pick, he can hurt you from deep. This guy really the complete package, arguably the most underrated point guard in our league.
Teodosic is checked in for the Clippers. He hits the second from the line.
Yeah, former 4th overall draft pick. Conley took a while to develop physically, but the mental parts have always been there.
Harris up top. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. There's a screen by Gortat. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Gallinari. And it's Gallinari again missing.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Conley into the lane. The Grizzlies with another miss. The Clippers trail. Bradley kicks to Harris. And Gasol sends it back. 14 feet away. A nice shot by Anderson. Anderson's got his first 2 points.
Anderson rising up in the mid-range, a shot that this offense is more familiar with.
Stolen by Michael Conley. And now the fast break. Anderson with the ball. Here's Temple. He had 10 points in the win against San Antonio. It's hauled in by Harris.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And Gallinari kicks to Harris. Gortat inside, working on Gasol. Takes the 13-footer, misses off the right iron. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. To the middle, got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Memphis.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from three-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Caspi, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Mack comes in for Michael Conley. Now Mack Boy, that win the other night against the Spurs, another guy who really showed up to play. Clippers trail by 3. Bradley, no one around him. Offline with his 3. Mack with the ball. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Gasol dishes to Mack. 6 to shoot from the baseline. And he nails the jumper. And the Grizzlies lead by 5. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Bradley passes to Mbamute. Bradley kicks to Mbamute. Out left to the wing. Here's Teodosic. Tries to snap the cold streak. It's rebounded by Gasol. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Caspi. Mack dishes to Caspi. Here's Temple, guarded by Bradley. And Temple kicks to Mack. Parsons for 3. Fresh 24 for the Grizzlies. Gasol. And another shot. No good from Caspi. Clippers trail by 5. Pass to Teodosic. Here's the lob to Gortat. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
You're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Gasol. His last outing, he had 24 points. And again, it's Gortat. And now just a 1-point Grizzly lead.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
And here is Mack. Down low. Here's Temple. Gasol trying to free himself up. Goes back up. And it's good on the way in. Gasol's got 6.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Outside Bradley. Here is Mbamute. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Memphis leading by 3.
And continuity is one thing that lends itself to winning. You see that in Memphis, that their key players in Gasol and Conley, these guys are all getting it done.
And the challenge for the Grizzlies has been finding that 4th or 5th star caliber player, Greg, to push them over the top.
And they've needed a two-way terror on the wing for the longest time here. None of their draft picks or free agent signings have really broken through. And that's what it's going to take if they want to break through in the West.
First free throw is good. Some changes for Memphis. Bryce Johnson, he's checked in for Gasol. And it's Selden in for Garrett Temple. The Clippers also changing it up. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gortat. Johnson comes in for Gallinari. And it's Williams in for Avery Bradley. Both free throws good from Parsons. We often talk about how players have evolved over the years, but Brent, what about strategies on both sides of the ball? Where has that evolved?
I think the last 5 or 6 years, what we're seeing is definitely on the offensive end, more of a European style of basketball where we have passing, off the ball cutting, multiple times where the big comes out of the hole, which is the post-up area, Kevin, to the top of the key to be a conduit from both sides of the floor. That draws the whole line of defense up and creates opportunities behind the play. If we go to the defensive end, Kev, that's all about switching. Versatility on the defensive end comes from switching, swarming defenses, and that's where teams are trending to go.
Here's Mbamute following the score by Memphis. Back to Williams. Screen by Mbamute. Here's Teodosic. They get the rebound. And Mbamute the pass to Teodosic. And 1:01 left to play in the first quarter. Johnson, a wide open look, and out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
Taking a look at some numbers for Mac.
How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 9 points per game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at his skill set, and I think it's just a matter of time before he commands a bigger presence on this team.
Yeah, just a bit rough around the edges, GA, but he has the tools. He just needs to sharpen them.
Parsons against Mbamute.
There are times where you have to play with a little bit more caution. It's already his second foul in the first quarter.
Well, a max contract last season for Chandler Parsons, despite, Greg, his history of knee injuries. That was a bold move by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and they've needed a great two-way wing player for years. Hopefully, Parsons can get healthy and fulfill that role for this team.
He's off on the second.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Harrell setting the pick for Williams. He kicks it to Mbamute. Yep, it counts.
A huge mistake, letting him establish that kind of position down low.
Yeah, defense 101. Don't let him get that deep, and this speaks to the lack of effort right there. No better way to frustrate your coach.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Johnson with a screen on Johnson. Johnson the screen. Back to Parsons. Clock at 6. Selden tries again, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the Clippers get called for the foul. Grizzlies have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
And Johnson drops them both. Williams from outside, and so it's Memphis holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, to me, the story of that first period was their rebounding.
Yeah, jumping out to a lead largely because they did the hard work on the glass. So you love the passion in the early part of this game that they're playing with.
And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Shelvin Mack is out there with Selden. Then it's Jermichael Green. Then there's Caspi. And it's Johnson in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Shot clock at 6. Mack, no luck.
And somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
There's the pass to Teodosic. Johnson against Mbamute. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Johnson. Selden kicks to Mack. Poked away and stolen by Harrell. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And laid in to finish the break. Johnson's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Los Angeles. We played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Selden kicks to Mack, shoots the 3. The Clippers grab the miss. Stripped away. The drive by Green, and it's Green with the jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
And here is Los Angeles now. The Grizzlies making the shot. And Mbamute kicks to Williams. 5 to shoot. Picked by Harrell. From the top of the key, and with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Lou Williams.
I give some credit to the screen out there. That totally freed up the shooter to take advantage of that look.
Here's Selden. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And so here are the Clippers. Teodosic, the pass to Harrell. Over Johnson. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Here's Caspi. Johnson with the block. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Great D that time from Green. Memphis leading by 8. And Mack kicks to Selden. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Hey, Brent, you made the NBA playoffs in your second year. Talk about the mental preparation that goes into one's first postseason as a player.
I think it's always a special time, Kevin, just because of the unknown factor. And at that time, it was the Clippers, my second season, the team that was very young and inexperienced. And so it was all fresh and new. And the biggest challenge for any coach in that sort of predicament is to make sure that players are on task and focused. We certainly were not. The Utah Jazz took care of us, and that's because of one John Stockton and Karl Malone.
And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg, 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals, and a lot to be said for that consistency. But of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender. Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Now, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
Clippers trail by 11. Pass to Johnson. Williams a screen. Johnson dishes to Harris. Feeds it to Beverly. Johnson with the block.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
Now here's Harrell. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 6 on the shot clock, and that one's good. Beverly.
And Beverly really primarily known as a defensive player, much improved in terms of what he does offensively.
Johnson with a screen on Johnson. And Anderson kicks to Green. Conley against Beverly. 3-pointer. Here's Johnson. Second chance shot. That shot missing. Excellent D there from Williams. Clippers trail by 10. Johnson in the corner. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Selden. The Grizzlies have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. A nice shot by Anderson.
Anderson's inside game reminiscent of an old teammate of his, Boris Diaw, patient in the post around the rim.
Beverly the pass to Harrell. They set the pick. On the wing, Harris. And no good that time. And it's Memphis the other way. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
Well, if I put it on the scale, Greg, the aggressiveness was an 8. The shot selection, a 2. Could have been a lot better.
Beverly dishes to Harris. Pick by Harrell. Harrell setting the pick for Harris. Over Green. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, Clippers and bad luck seem to go hand in hand. Just some tough breaks during the postseason for this franchise over the past couple of seasons, consistently matching up with tough teams in the playoffs and not ever quite getting over the hump.
Two shots.
The first one falls. And to add to the Clippers' woes, when they've been poised to be a contender, they've had to face some of the all-time great teams like the Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, it feels like that's the right spot for the Clippers to be, right, Kevin? I mean, for so many decades that the team, as soon as it found a competitive championship caliber roster, would end up facing foes that they did. Not only that, they had some injuries that set them back as well. So close, but not ever able to get over the hump.
Now, here's Gasol. He's got 6. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Gortat's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Now, here's Beverly. Tight defense on him. The lob to Bradley.
And they've got to keep him off the glass. For a little guy, he can be a handful on the offensive boards if you're not aware of it.
Gasol, a screen on Beverly. Conley gets to Gasol.
He's known as more steady than flashy, but that was a sensational pass by Conley. He can get fancy when he needs to.
And the Clippers call time here. Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jawing, a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me, but
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it. And Gortat kicks to Bradley. And the Clippers miss again. And the Grizzlies leading by 12. To the inside, Gortat with the steal. And now the fast break. Gallinari with the ball. Here's Harris. That shot off. Great D that time from Green. Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the 2 bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
Two shots. Last on the first.
And the first one at the line is good. And Greg, you look at the changes for the Grizzlies, looking for versatility and adaptability in their players.
Yeah, grit and grind, still the identity, but you got to be able to space the floor and cover pick and rolls. The era of a post-up centric basketball team doesn't seem to be in the future.
And so Mike Conley nails both of them.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Clippers trail by 14. Now here's Beverly. He's got 6. Harris passes to Beverly. They set the pick. There's a screen by Gortat. Shot clock at 5. Gallinari inside the 3-point line. And it's Gallinari again missing.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. He just can't buy a bucket right now.
Outside Bradley. Gortat with the screen for Bradley. The offensive rebound. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Gortat.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Now here's Gasol. He's got 8. Gortat with the block. Outside Bradley. Gortat with the screen for Bradley. Here's Harris, and Gasol sends it back. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here's Green. 8 points his last outing. The 3. And it's Conley that time on the assist by Gasol. And that's now 10 points for Mike Conley.
Now you could just tell in his gait and in the look on his face, he's in a great rhythm after a terrific first quarter. He is feeling it here in the second.
Anderson against Gallinari. From past the arc, cans it from downtown. Gallinari's got 5.
Perimeter jumper from Gallo, always a strong suit, continues to get better.
Conley kicks to Anderson. Gasol a screen. Anderson can't get it to go.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Gallinari in the corner. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Green dishes to Gasol. Here's Temple, guarded by Bradley. Gasol, a screen on Beverly. Conley, the pass to Gasol. Gortat with the steal. And now it's Bradley running. He can go all the way. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And that's a momentum shifter. A steal leading straight to the basket. And it's the little things that Marcin Gortat is so good at that helps you at that center position. His awareness of space, strong in the pick and roll, and also a solid finisher at the rim.
Now, here is Gallinari. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Boston.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. That's on Marcin Gortat. For Memphis, they have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. First free throw is good. Some changes for Memphis. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Green. Caspi comes in for Anderson. And Mack subbed in for Mike Conley. And then for Los Angeles, Mbaamute's checked in for Tobias Harris. And Teodosic subbed in for Patrick Beverly. He's off on the second. And Brent, you were drafted by the Nuggets, but traded to the Clippers to start your career. What was it like being a rookie and living in Los Angeles as you adjusted to the league?
Well, I was super excited, Kevin, of course, to be drafted and have the opportunity to live out my dream of being an NBA player. But a lot of people were joking around with me that I don't think the Clippers are in the NBA. Just remembering how many struggles they had gone through and have gone through throughout the course of the franchise existence, coming up from San Diego, moving to Los Angeles, and never really finding a footing. But I learned a ton during my first year, having played under Coach Bill Fitch, a Hall of Fame member that has been around the league and won championships, and really embracing the opportunity to learn and grow and pour a foundation for what I was hoping would be a long and successful career in the NBA.
Now here's Matt. Following the miss by Avery Bradley. It's Gasol missing.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
Now here's Parsons. Oh!
No way.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Here's Mbah a Moute following the score by Memphis. Here's the screen over to the left wing. There's a screen by Gortat. Now here's Matt. D right on him. Caspi for three. A second chance effort. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Baseline try. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Clippers trail by 12. Gallinari outside. 12 seconds left to play here in the half. 6 to shoot. Here's Bradley. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And that concludes the first half. Grizzlies out in front, up by 12. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Doc, what has to change offensively?
We got to move the ball. We got to run our stuff. I think right now everybody's trying to win the game, which is great. But you do it as a team. You don't do it individually. It's a good quality when you want to win, but you do it together.
Ball has to move. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They are leading by 12. And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, what's your take on the Clippers?
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they mailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Michael Conley. What a contribution.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Setting the floor for the Clippers, they've got Gallinari. Gortat is out there with Harris. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Bradley in at the 2. Anderson's shot is off.
You can't miss those kind of looks. The defense seems to be a little nonplussed so far in this one, but he flat out missed it. The defense cannot let guys get into that kind of comfort zone. You have to patrol the three-point line or you risk getting burned.
Conley kicks to Gasol. They set the pick. Dishes it to Temple. No good that time. Bradley with some nice D. Anderson against Gallinari. High post, Gortat. There's a screen by Gortat. To the middle, Gasol with the steal. And here we go, the Grizzlies on a fast break. Here's Conley. That misses off the backboard.
And they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
And he makes that one. 7 points for Gallinari.
Sweet shot from Gallo. So many ways he can hurt you.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Outside Conley. Gasol, a screen on Beverly. Conley kicks to Gasol. Shoots over Gortat. And again, Memphis no good. The Clippers shooting terribly up to this point. Just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. The Grizzlies pull it in.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
Well, the best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Grizzlies making the shot. There's a screen by Gortat. Here's Harris. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half, minus that one miss. 3 of 4 now from the field right now in the second half.
Lou Williams is checked in for Avery Bradley. Conley with it. Williams picks him up. Gasol on the high post. And Anderson has it in the corner. Back to Gasol. Anderson dishes to Gasol. Memphis moving it around. Green passes to Temple. Shot clock at 3. Here's Conley. Rejected by Harris. Beverly for 3. It's rebounded by Gasol. Gasol's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Here's Conley. And the basket is good. Conley's got 12 points in the game.
You know, when Conley's scoring like this, I think they are a better team. I mean, the passing is great, but fill it up, Mike. I'm loving this.
Now here's Williams. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Here's Gallinari, and he lays it straight in. Gallinari's got 4 this quarter.
Nice body control there by Gallo. He gets in there and executes that finish flawlessly.
Outside Conley. At the elbow, it's Gasol. There's a good screen. Looking to get it going, and the layup is good. He's got 10.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And Beverly kicks to Harris. Back to Beverly. Here's Gortat. They shoot again. The rebound by Anderson.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
And the Clippers call time here.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
And the Grizzlies with some changes. Johnson comes in for Marc Gasol, and it's Selden in for Garrett Temple. Harrell, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Johnson comes in for Gallinari. Now here's Beverly. He's got 6. Harrell setting the pick for Beverly. Left side Harris over Green. They grab their own miss. Harrell. Beverly for 3. No good. Shot missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones. and it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Clippers trail by 13. Harris outside. Over Green. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And this Clippers team has been in the hunt for a deep playoff run for some time. Consistently tried to get a veteran bench to help them with that goal, and they've succeeded there, but it's come at the cost of developing young players.
Yeah, last season the Clippers were the oldest team in the NBA by average age, and they have not had many injections of youth to revitalize or develop the roster along with the success that they've had. And that could be really important for a young player to watch a team do great things. They've relied on a lot of veterans, and there could be some cost or residual cost to not having some younger players.
That's good from Harris. And Harris drops them both. Memphis leading by 11. Outside Conley. Green with a screen on Beverly. Johnson in the corner. Pass to Selden. And Anderson has it in the corner. Connects from three-point range. Anderson's got the lead up to 14 now for the Grizzlies. The feed to Harris. Over Green. Harris missing again.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Conley dishes to Johnson. Anderson passes to Conley. Stolen by Beverly. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That'll be his second foul of the game. Clippers trail by 14. Right side, Williams. Hits the jumper in space. Here's Conley. He's got 12. He dishes it to Johnson. Passes to Selden. He feeds it to Conley. Score of the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
And there isn't a lot that they're doing well right now defensively. They just seem to be disconnected defensively in the second.
Johnson can't hit. And the Grizzlies leading by 14. And Anderson kicks to Selden. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Selden's got 4 points in the quarter.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here is Harris. He has 7. Williams has a screen for Harris. Picked by Williams. 5 to shoot. Harris with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Good work there as it goes. And that's now 9 points for Tobias Harris. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Some changes for Memphis. Parsons checked in for Green. Caspi comes in for Anderson. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Mike Conley. And Mbaamute's checked in for Los Angeles. Teodosic comes in for Patrick Beverly. Now here's Matt. Parsons outside. There's the pass to Selden. Memphis moving that ball around. Connects from three-point range. Caspi's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Clippers trail by 17. On the wing, Williams. Johnson outside. Screen by Mbaamoute. Johnson goes in. Kicks it to Mbaamoute. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feed. Mbaamoute has got his second bucket of the game to go. Selden passes to Parsons. The dish to Johnson. They set the screen. And Caspi kicks to Johnson. Three-pointer. Second chance shot. Kicks it out to Parsons. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Over to the wing. And Caspi kicks to Johnson. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Harris.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Los Angeles on D. 15-point game. Mack dishes to Parsons. Drains it from beyond the arc. Parsons got 8.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Outside Williams. Here is Mbamute, and it's blocked. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Parsons. And here are the Clippers now. They trail by 18. Teodosic, the pass to Harrell. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Memphis. The Clippers have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. Memphis leading by 17. And Mack kicks to Parsons. The shot from the low post is good. Parsons got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, not everything fell for him in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
Lets it go from deep. They get it again. Here's Harrell. Outside Williams. And another shot. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Clippers have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
That's good from Harrell.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Bradley's checked in for Lou Williams. Good on both. Hey, Brent, we've seen a number of super teams created via free agency or trade. Do you think that's good for the league?
I think it's great for the league. I think it's awesome to see some of the great players play on the same court together and some of the chemistry that creates. But what's been interesting over the course of the last couple seasons, Kevin, is that we've had these young marquee players stepping up in environments and with organizations now that are must-see TV. So aside from the super teams, there are young players carrying their team to hopefully greater and greater heights that keep you interested in all 30 teams in the league. And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at #1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
And there it is for him. And Mba'amute has got 4 points this quarter.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
There's 1:54 left in the third. Pass to Selden. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Mack, good. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
Johnson outside. Caspi dishes to Johnson. Clock at 6. Here's Selden. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Selden's got 13 points.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Clippers trail by 21. Pick by Harrell. Pass to Teodosic. There's 48 seconds left in the third. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bradley. The rebound by Johnson. Memphis leading by 21. Caspi passes to Selden. Johnson right side. Out to the wing. Here's Mack. Offline with his 3. And Los Angeles guys shooting approximately 43% in the third quarter. And Mba'amute kicks to Johnson. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mba'amute. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. "12 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Mack. He kicks to Caspi. There's the 3. The shot that time not on target. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll return shortly. Let's hear what Doc Rivers has going on over in his huddle.
The ball has not moved this entire game. Don't predetermine the game. Play the game.
And Doc Rivers very frustrated. You can hear his words. He was expecting to see this offense run the way it was designed to run.
Yeah, it's ball movement. It's also player movement. When you're static out there, it takes away so many of your offense's options.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Memphis, Caspi is out there with Chandler Parsons. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Mack in at the 1 spot.
And he knows how to make good use of his size in that low block. And Gasol's inside game is very refined. There's a smoothness to how he approaches it.
So here's Gallinari following the basket by Marc Gasol. Gallinari attacking, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, for his whole career, Gallinari has been viewed as a small forward, but Brent, every so often he'll find minutes at the 4, and with the way the NBA is going, I wouldn't be surprised to see him more often there than not.
Well, if he does transition, Kevin, to the 4 spot for Gallinari, the question is, who is it that he's defending on the other side. If it's a quick four-man that has the same kind of range and can put the ball on the deck, that becomes a tough matchup for Gallinari. But certainly his ability to shoot the ball will provide space for other wing players.
That free throw good from Gallinari.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And as good as Gallinari can be on the offensive side, Greg, he's a bit of a one-way player.
Yeah, and Gallinari is best in a situation where you can kind of hide him on defense. You want him out there on the floor due to his genius in terms of the offensive game, but he can't hang with most starting caliber forwards defensively.
Here's Teodosic. Mbah-a-Moute. No good with the triple.
Man, that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance.
Offensive rebound. Parsons' shot is off.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Teodosic. Now, here's Beverly. Good work defensively by Gasol. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Anderson. Mbah-a-Moute pulls it in. Mbah-a-Moute has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Gallinari wide open. Buries it from three-point range.
Nice swing action there. Gallo, he simply squares up and rises to the occasion.
To the wing right side. Gasol's in the post. Gortat covering. Feeds it to Mack. Just 5 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Green, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Conley now comes in for Mack. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Tobias Harris is checked in for Mbah-a-Moute. And Beverly kicks to Harris. There's a good screen. Dishes it to Bradley. Beverly against Conley. Rejected by Gasol. Here's Temple. Second shot opportunity. And another field goal in his total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
You saw by that putback there, he's just completely locked in. They're getting full contributions from him right now.
And the Clippers call time here.
And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, and he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
Outside Bradley. Over in the corner, Beverly. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past, he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him, you're the best center in the game. Go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
Now, here's Gasol. Danilo Gallinari unable to get his last shot to go.
And there aren't too many big men more dependable than Gasol. He's a skilled passer who can operate out of that high post, but also give you a little rim protection if you need it.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Brent, we know the regular season is a grind. We also know that revenue is king. Could you imagine a time when we'd actually have to play more than 82 games?
That's interesting, Kevin, because a lot of the times the argument you've heard over the course of the past 5 or 6 seasons, Kevin, is the opposite of that 65-game schedule. Why not reduce the schedule? Stars playing in every game, less back-to-backs, more time for recovery. So the idea of 82 games being extended beyond that, I don't think that that's in the realm of possibility.
65, 68 games. They had that shortened season a couple years ago. It was terrific to watch.
It was, and so we'll see if the league does that. But in your question alone, Kevin, you said it. Cash is king. 82 is the number we're going to settle in, I think, for quite some time.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Williams is checked in. They double him with Green. Gortat dishes to Gallinari. There's a screen by Gortat. Beverly the pass to Gortat. Rejected by Gasol. Stolen by Anderson. 3-on-3. The tray. And the Grizzlies get it back. Here's Green. Rejected by Harris. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. With some arc. And there it is for him. And the Grizzlies leading by 19 points. Here's Temple. Gortat with the rebound. Beverly with the ball. The feed to Gortat. Williams kicks to Harris. Green with the block. And is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. Beverly dishes to Gortat. Gallinari outside. 4 on the shot clock. Over Anderson. And the shot no good. A bit short. And for Memphis, they're shooting the ball at 42%. Gasol passes to Anderson. Gasol kicks to Conley. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
One shot.
And that one falls for Mike Conley. If you ever did decide to go into coaching, Brent, would you also like to be the general manager to ensure you have the players do you really want to coach?
Well, I'd also like a new car and a Lear jet, Kevin. If I could get those two, I'll try my best. But
I hear you. I know.
I really think that relegating that role to somebody else that you can be on the same page with is the best way to go. It's a fresh set of eyes.
That's the key. I totally agree.
Fresh set of eyes, and they have the time to devote to what your team and your roster is going to need while you make sure you're developing the roster yourself. So I think having a general manager do his job and a coach do his job might be the way that I would prefer to do things, although we've seen other guys have success in both roles.
Here's Beverly. Rejected by Gasol. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Harris against Green. Shot clock at 6. Outside Williams. Williams with another miss. The Grizzlies shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. Temple gets the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Williams. Gortat inside. He's up against Gasol. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Trying to cut into this lead. Bad time for a miscue.
Yeah, they may have some ants in the pants right here. You just have to take what the defense gives you.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Johnson, he's checked in for Green. Brooks comes in for Garrett Temple. And it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Marjanovic checked in for Gortat. Mike Scott comes in for Tobias Harris. Wesley Johnson's checked in for Gallinari. And it's Evans in for Lou Williams. It's Gasol missing. LA's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Evans dishes to Beverly. Marjanovic with a screen for Beverly. Here's Scott. Here's Marjanovic. Lays it up off the glass.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Here's Harrison. Gasol, a screen on Evans. Tries again. Kicks it out to Johnson. That 3 off the mark. And Los Angeles guys shooting terribly up to this point. Just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Beverly, the pass to Scott. Tries from 16. Scott missing again.
The human aspect of basketball. You cannot fault the shot selection. He had a clean look. You just can't make them all. Got to make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. The defense was just okay.
And it's Beverly missing.
Man, if he's missing those kind of good looks, his team is in some serious trouble.
Here's Harrison. And that one is stuffed right through.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Evans outside. Pass to Marjanovic. Over Gasol. Marjanovic, no good.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
Selden's checked in for Memphis. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Williams is checked in. That'll be a 5-second call. Brent, many teams have cracked down on cell phone use during practices and during games. Can anything be done on a league level in that regard?
Hold on, Kevin. I'm getting a call.
Okay, good. Yeah. Can you put him on hold for just a second?
Yeah, Mom, I'm talking to Kevin Harlan. Yeah, it's a different age. I don't think the league, Kevin, can do anything with regards to how players use their mobile devices. That's up to the team and how it is a coach make sure that the demands of what your practice schedule is and your game schedule and your attentiveness to those times that you need to be there, that takes precedent.
Here's Brooks after the basket by Los Angeles. The Grizzlies with another miss. It's stolen. Selden kicks to Brooks. Nice D from Williams. LA's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. He dishes it to Scott. Evans outside. Marjanovic, a screen on Brooks. Shot clock at 5. From deep 3-point range, Lou Williams, and that's good.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Well, 10,000 hours of practice at work here, blocking out all distractions and just shooting your shot.
Gasol a screen. Harrison kicks to Brooks. And the pass to Harrison. Back to Brooks. Again, the miss by Brooks. Clippers trail by 21.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Memphis.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
That's breathing a huge sigh of relief, guys. They're on their way to a win here, avoiding losing all 4 games of the season series.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Marc Gasol.
You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
And that's about as easy as it gets. Not many guys are going to blow wide open layups at the professional level like that.
Gasol, a screen on Evans. Harrison kicks to Brooks. And the rejection by Marjanovic. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Both teams will make substitutions. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Hits the three-point bomb.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, tick-tock and not much time on the clock left. Double-digit lead and coming up roses.
Now, here is Gallinari. And that one, good.
And finally hitting their stride. This is the run they needed earlier.
Well, easier to do once the game is on ice, as your opponent sometimes has a tendency to relax.
And here is Conley. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much with Chandler Parsons. Chandler, this one didn't look like it was in doubt for very long.
Tonight was fun, and we had it clicking early going, and we were hitting shots, and we knew that we had to get out to a good start on these guys because they're a capable team, and they got a lot of talent, so we wanted to put it away early, and we did a good job of doing that.
It's great to see you back on the floor, Chandler. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.